Hello everyone, Namaste and welcome to my channel. My name is Trishhyoga and today I have a short 15-minute complete joint warm-up for you. So let's get straight into it. Let's start off by sitting with our legs outstretched, placing the feet close together and placing the palms just behind the shoulders on the floor, pointing the fingers away from the body. Then turn your toes towards the head, and we're first going to start off by bending the toes to warm them up. So as you breathe out, bend the toes forward, and as you breathe in, bend the toes back towards the head. Let's just continue to do this a few more times. The goal is to do around 5 rounds of each of the movements just to get a feel of the practice and to warm up the joint sufficiently. If you're not short on time like we are today, then of course you can go ahead and do 7 to 9 rounds. So let's come into the ankles now. As you breathe out, bend your ankles forward, trying to bring the toes close to the floor. And as you breathe in, bend the ankles back, feeling a stretch in your calf muscles. Let's repeat that 3 more times to complete a total of 5 rounds. Make sure that you're breathing with each movement and you're also keeping your eyes open to be aware of the practice and looking at the joint which we are currently working out and warming up. Let's now separate the ankles just a little bit, maybe around hip. From here, we're going to rotate the ankles. So bring your toes to touch and then push them away as you rotate the ankles in opposite direction and then come back to where your toes are touching. This makes 1 round and we're going to do this 5 rounds in this direction before we switch to doing 5 rounds in the opposite direction as well. So take your time and make sure that with each inhalation and exhalation, you've completed 1 round of rotation. So now switch the direction of your rotation. Do 4 more rounds in this side as well, just to really warm up the ankles and give your shin and your calf muscles a nice relaxing stretch. Make sure to look at your practice and be aware of the breathing throughout the movements. Okay, let's now come into the next joint, which is the knees. So bring your feet back together and then we're going to start off by bending the right leg close to the chest. As you breathe in, interlock your fingers under the thighs and straighten out your right knee. Breathing out, bend and pull it close to the chest. Make sure that your left ankle is active and you're pointing your toes towards your head. Breathing out as you pull the knee towards the chest and breathing in as you extend the right knee. Let's do that just 1 more time to complete 5 rounds and then we're going to do the same thing on the left knee as well. So straighten out your right leg and then interlock your fingers underneath the left thigh, breathing in as you extend the knee, breathing out as you pull the knee close to the chest. Make sure that your right foot is active and you're keeping your toes pointed towards the head. This will help to keep your back straight throughout the practice. If you need, you could also place a pillow underneath your sitting bone to keep your back super straight. Okay, now just shake out your knees slightly. Now that we're done with the bending for the knees, we're going to do some rotation as well. So let's start off with that right leg again. This time we're going to bring the forearms underneath the right thigh and try to hold the upper arm of the opposite hand and take the right foot off the floor. As we breathe in, we're going to try to rotate the right knee with the right foot going up in a circle and coming down in a circle as we breathe out. So breathing in, go up, breathing out, come down. Make sure to look at the top of your right toes, ensuring that you're also practicing eye rotation with this practice. Once you've done 5 rotations, repeat that in the opposite direction as well, just to create some balance in the movements. Try to remain super upright through the spine, making sure to point those left toes towards the head. Okay, let's now release that right leg. Shake it out if you need to, and then bring your left knee close to the chest. Bring your forearms underneath the left thigh, holding your upper arms of the opposite hand. As you breathe in, take your foot up in a circle, watching the top of your left toes, and down in a circle as you watch your toes come down. Breathing in as you go up and breathing out as you come down. Make sure to count your rounds. We're only doing 5 rounds in each direction for each joint movement. Once you're done with 5 rotations in each direction, bring your foot back onto the floor and release the left knee, straightening it out to come back to that outstretched sitting position. Let's now move on to the hip joint. So bend the left knee, flop your left knee over to the side, and then place the left foot on top of your right upper thigh, close to the abdomen. Place your left hand underneath the left knee, and as you breathe in, pull the knee towards the chest, and breathing out, use your left hand to push the knee away from you, close to the floor. If the foot over the thigh feels uncomfortable, then I've shown you an alternative to practicing this pose without placing the foot on the thigh. So make sure that you're looking at your practice and you're breathing with each movement. Coming into the right hip now, extend out your left leg and then bend the right leg, bringing the right knee over to the floor, flopping it to the side, and then place the right foot over the top of your left thigh, holding the foot close to the abdomen. Using the right hand, as you breathe in, bring the knee up to the chest, and breathing out, push it away from you, trying to touch the knee close to the floor. If you're like me and you have some variations in your flexibility, then don't worry, you might feel that one side is easier than the other. Let's now come into a butterfly pose. So bend both your knees and flop them over to the sides, making sure that your soles of the feet are touching and bouncing the knees up and down dynamically, just to give some relief to the hip flexors and bring some more flexibility in this joint. Bend over if you want a deeper stretch through your inner thighs, and if you'd like to improve your forward folds. We're going to practice this around 10 to 20 times, or as long as feels comfortable for you. With this bouncing, we've completed all of the joints in the lower body. We've completed the toes, the ankles, the knees, and the hips. So when you're done, bring your knees back together and then fold them underneath you to come into a Vajrasana. You could also come into any other sitting position of your choice, or you can come into standing as well. We're going to now warm up the upper joints. So raise your hands in front of you at shoulder line, and now we're going to make sure to warm up the fingers first. As you breathe in, spread out your fingers as wide as you can, and as you breathe out, make a fist with your thumb inside. Breathing in as you spread out your fingers, and breathing out as you make a fist with your fingers, the thumb inside. keeping the eyes open to make sure that we're not sacrificing the quality of our movements even during this short time. Let's now make a fist, and we're going to move on to the wrists. So bend your fists downwards and then take both your hands up in a circle clockwise and down in a circle. Breathing in as you go up and breathing out as you come down. Make sure you're really using your forearm muscles here so that you're not moving more than your wrists and your forearms are not turning inwards every time you rotate your hands up and down. Now reverse the direction of your rotation. Move your hands up and down in the anti-clockwise direction, counting 5 rotations. Watch your wrists and your forearms to make sure that your practice is super concentrated at the wrists. Okay, just bring your hands down to the knees now for a quick rest, and then take your hands back up in front of you and then turn the palms towards the ceiling, bending at the elbows as you breathe out and then straightening out your hands as you breathe in. We've moved on to elbow bending just to give the elbows a nice warm up, and then we're going to move on to the shoulders. So take your time, do 5 rounds, making sure to keep the practice as slow as you're breathing. Let's now come into some shoulder rotations. Place your fingertips on the tops of your shoulders, bring your elbows in front of the chest to touch. As you breathe in, take your elbows up in a circle behind your back, close to the ribs and back in front. Breathing in as you go up and breathing out as you come down. Make sure that you're moving only your shoulders and your elbows here, trying to remain still through the spine and the neck. Remember that you can always come into a different sitting posture to make yourself more comfortable. Let's now reverse the direction of the rotation. So take your elbows by your sides, behind you, over the head and in front of the chest to complete 1 rotation. Breathing in as you take them back over the head and breathing out as you come down. Let's do 4 more rounds in this direction, completing the shoulder rotation 5 times in each direction. From here, we only have the neck to complete our 15-minute joint warm-up. Place your hands over the knees and then breathing out, bring the chin to the chest and breathe in, take your head back to stretch out your neck. Breathing out, chin to the chest. Breathing in, take the chin up, letting the head fall back. Let's make sure to be super careful, especially with the neck, keeping the eyes open or closed. Now bring your chin back to the center, bend it down and take your chin and your head over the right shoulder as you rotate the neck, over the left shoulder and front. Breathing in as you rotate the head back and breathing out as you rotate the head forward. Keeping the rotation super simple to make sure to stay gentle and avoid any injuries through this practice. Now let's take the head over the left shoulder, back, over the right shoulder, coming to the center. Let's do that 4 more times, super slowly, taking the head over the left shoulder as we rotate it, behind, over the right shoulder and back to the front. With this, we've completed all of the joint warm-up for today. We've done every joint for the lower limbs and for the upper body as well. Don't forget to practice this every day to maintain good joint health, or you could also use this video as a warm up before you move on to any other workout. If you enjoyed this warm up, then leave a like below. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.